just getting to the spot, and this is here. Momentarily, I would say he's here because he's not tied off and he's running, pushing a lot. Definitely pushing a lot. Yeah, you're right. Welcome back, amigos. It's your compadre M Hood Fishing here. We're on a bait mission on the ICW. This water is butterscotch. I mean, it is dirty, dirty butterscotch. Once he's gone, probability will come up a bit. It is after 4 right now. Little breezy, but not too bad. And yeah, warm. Let's look down here, see what he's pushing. I don't know what he's hauling, but I see 2, 4, 6. It might be more actually, but quite a lot. But they're riding high. They might not be loaded. I have no idea really. It just looks like they're riding high. They could be loaded, but not super heavy. Look right here. Nothing too interesting in there, but you could see this water is fairly dirty. I had to ride by the bayou on the way here, and that is absolutely dirty. Just a lot of bad weather and wind. But need to get bait, need to catch fish. We're gonna do both that here. I do have bait with me. I have some market bait. I have some shrimp, basically. That's what that is. Got 3 different rods to do stuff with and the cast net. Well, it's been in the fridge in the coldest part for a few days, but I don't know how many more days we can handle. It's getting there. Almost stinky. So broke one in half here. We got us like a 2/0 Kale. Not a lot of lead right now. I might up that to 2. That's a 1 ounce. Let's just do one close in for the moment. Start getting the net out. See if we can get something. Market bait does catch freshwater cats. Of course it does, right? Blue cats, everything, redfish. It catches everything. So we'll put it close in and see if we can pick up the channel cat while I am unfurling my cast net. I think it's supposed to get up to 80 degrees. This is all to facilitate a session on the river that'll happen really soon. Get some bait for that. Here pretty soon I will be able to get bait at certain river spots. Not quite there, but really soon. The river is 60 degrees and probably in a week or 2 it'll be well over 60 degrees. Time, you just gotta let the time go by, but there's things we can do while it's passing. Getting bait here might not be easy right now because the water's being churned up by him. However, he could, if there is bait here, he could be the reason why it's here because it's running around. But usually bait showing up close in from a barge coming through slowly happens in the early days of that barge passing and the early days of the barge staging up like he is. He's most likely waiting for someone to come through the locks or come under the bridge up ahead. He's waiting for someone to pass because he's got quite the load pushing through, right? And there might be someone coming from down there with quite the load too, and they just need to pause here and there to let each other, one or the other, get something done. So we don't know how long he's been here. Once a barge pauses over your spot where you're fishing or trying to get bait, eventually it makes everything evacuate the area. But at first it just makes them move around, and they may find your bait, they may come in close, but at the moment, if he was gone, there might be some things close in, but I think with these conditions, a lot of things are going to be further out, especially given the time of day. So once we get closer to sunset and he's gone, if that could be the case, there might be more bait up in here, because that's going to be when they're going to be coming around. I could be wrong. There could be something here now, but large amounts of it, I don't think so. Because if there were large amounts, we'll walk over to the edge, and I need to continue doing this here. If there were large amounts of bait, we would know, because we would see something happening on the surface, and all we see is wavy, dirty water and nothing else. There's another barge coming. Well, that wasn't too bad. I'll focus just like right in front of this bulkhead and right up tight to it. We got a depth in front of us of maybe 5 feet. It's going to fluctuate along here, but right in front of us right now, it's probably about in between 4 and 5 feet deep, right up against the bulkhead. It may change out in front of it. Nothing. That is an empty net right there. I really have no idea how long it's going to take for him to go. And I especially have no idea how long it's going to take to get bait here. I only have catfish options as far as tackle and rods go. So I can't go perch jerking, but I can do something. Let's go do that. There's actually quite a few things I could go do. So option number 1, let's go do that. Option number 1, it has nothing to do with this. Option number 1 is just to come up where I have. We could probably even get up to where he's nosed in. And we're going to look at this water here before we get the net unfurled or bring any rods down. We're looking for bait. I have thrown the net here at this particular spot. Oh, see right there, something top. I was thinking maybe there's bait, or that there's a possibility that there's bait here. You can see right here just how dirty this water is. We're kind of got a cloud coming over the sun, so but the reason why I thought there might be bait here, and there is something, is because it's a lot calmer in here. He's shading it a little bit and blocking the wind, so bait fish are going to feel protected here. And if there are quite a few of them here hanging out, it means he's been here a while. Lots of blackberry vines through here. My legs are not enjoying it. Better trail. Like I said, I have thrown the net here before and I can get away with it. However, that doesn't mean it's without problems here. I don't have the right shoes to go on, to get out in the water on, but we might just be getting those shoes I have on wet if we do encounter a problem. But before we create a problem by casting over a problem, I'm going to just take a little more time to observe, because it is apparent that there is bait in here. What kind of bait is not apparent. I have seen a couple little things break the water, like little shad, but I've also seen at least one big thing break the water. But I'm not seeing like mullet having fun in here right now. That doesn't mean they're not here. Whoa. Coyotes, you hear them? I didn't throw it too far out there, just right here. Let's see. Sometimes, oh, we do have something in here. Yes. What do we got? We got a mullet. Let's see. Not the biggest mullet, but look at that. Got a finger mullet. That'll work. Let's work this spot for a while. I'm gonna bring the tote down. I saw this thing out of the corner of my eye and I wasn't sure. I was like, what is that? It's a dog toy. Sometimes beginnings are humble. You gotta start humble. We are very humble right now. One little finger mullet. Gotta start somewhere. We're just doing willy-nilly. That's to say, we're just throwing it. We have no indication that we're throwing on top of something. You know, usually I like to just pause and wait for some kind of indication that there's mullet or bait coming through. But right now, I'm not getting any. I'm getting very little indications. And the water's very dirty. So we're just gonna do this, and it's little bits of bait. We've got two things from that net. What do we got here? Ooh, little perch, and look at that, little baby croaker. Little further out, different spot. Is this going to be the one that causes me to get my shoes wet? No, we're coming. Oh, maybe. Oh, no. No, we're not getting the shoes wet quite yet. So I'm thinking, now that I've found an area with active bait in it, not only do we need to keep doing this till I feel like I have enough for the river. Honestly, I'm almost there. Let's put a rod out here with a piece of shrimp on it. All right, let's get a little piece of shrimp on here. The idea, you know, if there's a bunch of bait here, which there seems to be a fair amount, there's got to be something here that's eating them. And I bet you anything, that stuff is patrolling underneath that. So glad I'm not having to go with option number 2. That is going home and getting other stuff. I knew eventually we would get to one spot where the feet got to get wet. Well, there's my second sizable mullet. Something interesting in this net. Another, got a croaker here. Here we go. A regular one. It's not a spot. I'm gonna let it go. Do we have water drops on the net yet? I mean, on the net. Where's my mind at? Wow. There's number 4. So we got 4 mullet, but one of them's a finger mullet, and 3 of them are good enough. I think we have a session tonight. See that? That is a baby largemouth, I believe. Let him go. On the occasion there are shad in the net, most of them small. Sometimes the adventure is just about getting bait, because sometimes just getting bait can be an ordeal. Yeah, sometimes you get your shoes wet. The shoes that aren't made to get wet, well, they're not going to die. But we are going to take them home, hang them up to dry, get some food going, get me cleaned up in the bath. Yeah, and get out on the river later. That's the whole reason why this is not one big video from getting the bait to going to the river, because there's so much time and so many things that I got to go do now. Might as well make it 2 videos, right? Yeah, you're right. Hey, thanks for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, being a member of the channel, and I will see you next time, my amigos.